Hey y'all. I wanted to end the week going into the weekend with three things that we need to probably be paying serious attention to. And so I'm going to try and break those down in under 8 minutes. So the first thing that I think we need to be very mindful of is, did you all realize that yesterday the inflation numbers came out for September, not for October? We are behind, and of course we're behind because of a government shutdown. It's most likely that we are not going to get any more inflation numbers until the government opens or reopens. Lil Mike Johnson made sure that we understood that the House is going to be out until, quote unquote, the Democrats come back to vote to reopen the government. Okay. Again, I have said this before. Republicans have unanimity of government. They don't need Democrats to do anything. It's your bill. You all want to cancel the affordable health care subsidies. Pass the bill yourselves. Anyway, let me get back to, that's a whole nother lesson. Let me get back to the lesson or to the thought process at hand. Inflation went up to 3%. I would be mindful to trust those numbers, and the reason I would be mindful to trust those numbers is because they're coming from the Trump administration. And what we do know is that the people who are running these various departments are sycophants, and they lie like they breathe, as my aunt would say. And so really nothing coming out of this White House do I think you should believe. So you thought the price of eggs and the price of milk and cheese and everything else, y'all thought that it was high then. They're starting to creep back up, and they are starting to creep back up because of inflation, and because of tariffs. So this is literally, these issues are problems literally of the making of this administration on their own. That's the first thing. The second thing that I think we need to be mindful of is that the President of the United States of America, who is a dictator, he is an authoritarian dictator, is tearing down the People's House, which is an historical artifact, tearing down the People's House to reinvent Mar-a-Lago in DC. Reason being, and that leads me into the third thing. Reason being is because in 2028, they don't intend on leaving. They do not intend on leaving at all. So you need to be mindful of these things. And the reason I'm saying that is because Steve Bannon was caught on tape, on video this week in an interview with either a podcaster, or he was in an interview with someone. Don't recall who the person was. He literally said on tape, there are ways to circumvent the Constitution of the United States and the amendment that says that the president can only serve 2 consecutive terms. They intend on going to war. Why do you think they are presenting wars with Venezuela right now? And they are positioning themselves with boats and artillery and armory to aggress a nation that has literally done nothing to the United States of America. they intend on going to war so that he can enact martial law. And I really think so that he can enact martial law, and so that they can rig and steal the 26 elections, and then find ways to circumvent the 22nd Amendment. Yes, I believe the 22nd Amendment. I will correct myself if I am wrong, but just find ways around that in which to say, well, you know, we need this president needs to stay in office for another term, which quite honestly, I don't think he's gonna make this term, to be honest with you. He's not looking like it. Cankles, heart disease. He's been to Johns Hopkins 4 times in the past 2 months. I don't think he's gonna make it. So, things to be very mindful of. Inflation has gone up. They are tearing down the People's House to put up some gaudy T-move monstrosity of a ballroom, which we all knew. Not the way government works, because that is, it's the People's House. That the White House is not a house unto one president. One families get to live there 1 term, 2 if they are fortunate and they've done their job. It's the People's House. So they are literally tearing down. They're tearing it down. And here's the other thing too, is folks have been talking about, well, and he has even said that, well, the people aren't going to pay for it. This will be funded. This will be privately funded. He started off by saying, I will build it. Then the message was, we are going to invite funders and corporations to donate to it. And then the last thing I heard him say was, when he was asked about it, the last thing he said was, well, we have invited funders to fund this project. Which is it? Are you paying for it? Have people already given money? Have people pledged money? Or are you begging people to give money to? So see, that's why you can't, but I am not going to be prepared to believe who paid for this ballroom until I see receipts. So you got him tearing down the People's House. And then the last thing is, he does not intend to leave the White House. And I know people people say, oh, he's just talking. Oh, it's just hyperbolism. They're just hyperbolic. It's just conversation. They're going to leave. Every time anybody in this administration opens their mouths, they're lying. So literally, I am more inclined to believe Steve Bannon getting on national news, on national television, and saying we're not leaving, than I am anything coming out of the president, anything coming out of any of his administration. Stay woke, y'all, because they're coming for us. This is about the millionaire and the billionaire class. And if you do not have millions and billions, and I'm not talking about low millions, I'm not talking about people who got a $1, $2, $3 million in set up somewhere in a retirement fund. We are talking about multi-million millionaire folks. So if you're not in that bracket, baby, they coming for you. You might say, I don't do politics, but guess what, honey? Politics is going to do you if you don't pay attention. Stay woke, folks. Have a good weekend. We'll be back.